In this video, we're going to be looking at a simple yet powerful n8n workflow designed for tradespeople, anyone from gardeners to kitchen fitters, painters, decorators, anyone who would benefit from posting before and after pictures online really. And this workflow is going to be aimed at either if you're a tradesperson and you want to get into automation and create some of these things to help you streamline your processes, or for agencies or automation builders that are looking for different services that they could provide people. And if you're looking to provide services to tradespeople, then this could be a good workflow to get started with. So there's a couple of examples of the image or the images that it would take, that it will edit. And what it does, it will email these over, so the workflow will run. Let's have a look at the form. So really simple for the tradesperson. They just fill in this form when they've completed a job. So service, location area, quick note about the work, and then upload a before and after image. And then what they get in return is an email. I've got an example here. So they get an email with posts ready to just copy and paste straight into social media. And then the image that's been edited for before and after. And these can be either landscape or portrait. You can edit the workflow. And you can customize things, so the things like the hashtags that are being returned could have the company name in it. So everything's like customizable. I've pinned some data in here. We've got a couple of images. We've got the before and after image of some garden work and a brief description in there. Just upload that already just to save some time in this video. And then what we'll do is we'll go through this, take a look at the different nodes. If you're completely new to n8n, never done anything with any automation software before, then I'll link some beginner tutorials in the description. I've got videos on like how you set up Cloudinary and stuff. We won't go into too much depth on that in this video. And let's run the workflow, and I'll talk through briefly what's happening. The first node, we've got a set inputs node. What's happening here? With the data that we've got in here, we're going to just set that so we've got the service, location, work done, and we've got a job ID. These fields, when they come through like this, this is binary data. These are the images. And the first thing we need to do, because later on we're going to be using an AI model and an API request to FAL.AI. In this request, we need to send image URLs. So to send those image URLs over there so the images can be edited together, we're just going to upload that to Cloudinary. And then once that's uploaded, it will provide us with a URL. So then after each one, we've got a set field node. And what's happening in the set field node, we just want some dynamic values, basically, so we can use later on in the workflow. And that's what we're doing here. If you wanted to build along, pause the video here. So that's the workflow complete, and that email sound has just come through. We'll take a look at the result in just a minute. Yeah, what we've got then, so we've uploaded the before and after to Cloudinary. Then we've got in the set field node, we're just getting the ID, the URL, then information on the service that was collected from the on form submission. And you can see now we've got nice tidy values that we can use later in the workflow. And this one, we've just got the public ID and then the after picture secure URL. Next node is a merge node, just to merge that together, and we just set that up as combine by position, and then the number of inputs will be 2. And then we can see then we've got all of the information that we need to hand on to the next node. Now set up an agent here. This is going to be writing the posts, and it's connected to OpenAI chat model. If you've never set this up before, all you need to do is, when you're in here, click on this, click create new credential, head over to OpenAI's website, create a new API key, and put that in there. I'll leave a link in the description to how you get that set up. We've got this AI agent then, and if you're going to customize it, this is one of the places that you can do that. By all means, you can copy this, screenshot it, and what we've got is the job to use. So we've got the service, the location, and then the work that's been completed. So this is all coming from the online submission form, and these green values are dynamic values. Basically all you need to do on that. So we've got like location there. We find where that is, location, and then we just drag and drop those fields across. And we can see that it's populated as service is a garden tidy up, location Southampton, and then cut the grass, clear the bed and get rid of the weeds. And we've also got a system message. I won't read through all of this, feel free, pause it, and you can copy this if you like. But essentially just, we're giving the AI its role in life, saying you're a UK-based copywriter specialising in content for local gardeners and landscapers. Now we could change that for whichever trade that we're creating content for. Next node here is a set node. All I'm doing is this agent is outputting JSON. So we can see the output here, and then we can convert that in the set node. So we've got these dynamic values that we can use later on in the workflow. I'll just scroll through that. I'll make this template available for you to download, and then all of the system prompts and the code and stuff that's in there will all be pre-populated. You can just download that, and then if you're going to start, instead of starting from scratch, you can just download it, click on here, click import from file, and then all of this will appear. It just saves you a lot of time there. The next thing we're going to do is a request to FAL.AI. So this is a HTTP request node, and we're posting a request to Google's Nano Banana using generic credential, header off, and then we've got FAL.AI credential. And what I'll do is I'll leave a video link in the description on how to set up FAL.AI. And then the prompt I've got in here is to create a single combined image using the two input images. Now, depending if you want it landscape or portrait, you would just edit this a little bit. Feel free, just screenshot there, pause the video if you want to read through what we've got there. Feel free to use that. And then these are the two images that we're passing across. Once we've posted this request, we can see that we get back from FAL.AI this URL. That is where the image now lives. So if you pasted that into a browser, then you'll be able to have a look at the image. The next request is a GET request. I've posted a GET, and then the URL is this URL. We don't need to do an authentication on this. But with the response, we want to set this up to get the file and then output the field into one called data. And we can see at the top here that image, and we can click view on that, so we can take a look at what we've got. And we've done that now, so we've got this before and after image, and we want to send that across by email. Now we've got the binary data in here. Next node is Gmail, so you will need to set up your Gmail account on there, and then resources message, operation send, you put in the email address where you would like it to be sent to. The subject, if we get this up, I'll open up the set one. So that set node has organised all of the information for us nice and clearly here. So we've got dynamic values for all of the outputs. I've set that as the title and then written post at the end. And the way I've set this up is Google Business Profile Post. And then for each of these titles, we've just dragged and dropped these dynamic values across, and then we can say this, here's the output then for this run that we've just done. We've got a Google Business Profile post, Facebook post, Instagram, and then a blog post that you could use on your website. And I think that would make it so much easier to save people from having to think of what they're going to post. The workflow comes up with hashtags, a post for the different types of platforms. And like I say, you could customize that by customizing the system prompt that you've got here. Now, as a little bit of a bonus, you could also set this up to automatically post. We see the area that I've got blacked out here, or that they're disabled. So if I push D, it just enables those. Oops. If you're going to have this automatically post to social media, you could add a step where you get a human in the loop. So if you have a human in the loop, meaning like a person you can send the email and get approval. I just wanted to demonstrate that quickly. One thing you want to do is just set up this message field to the way that we have in this one. We can copy and paste the information that we've got in this, just so that is sent across in the email. And then approval option. So when we're setting this up, we've got set up our Gmail account, message, and then this operation is send and wait for a response. And then we've got approval options. We can set this up to approve and disapprove, and then when the email comes through, there's a button that you can click on for either or, to either approve it or disapprove it. And then what we do is put an if node, and then we set up so if it was approved is true, or the approval is false, and then we can map different ways. So if it's true and it's been approved, then we could upload it straight to Potato. I can't perform this part because it's connected to my social media accounts, and I don't want to post pictures of landscaping or kitchen fitting. And what we have, if it's not approved, then we can have it come around here, and we can have this other AI agent set up to be able to make amendments. So if we'd have a look in here, and you can copy and paste this, I won't read through it all now, but basically it's going to be revise the previously generated content below because it was rejected. You must keep the same job facts and location. So what we're doing here, we're giving it the same information that it had, the first one had. This is the service location and work completed from the submission form. But we're also linking the content that the previous AI agent had sent. Now, with the revision target, apply these changes, and then we've got a few changes for it to look at. And then we've got system message. So that can revise it. Then the same as before, we're just going to set the fields. That is just going to do the same job as this. It's just going to set the fields so the output JSON becomes nice, neat, dynamic values. Then another email set up the same as this, but it's going to pass the new information across for approval. And if that time the amendments have been approved, it can send it across and upload it to Potato, post across different platforms. Or if it's false, instead of keep going around in this loop, we could do this again if you wanted more attempts, but what I've done there is false, and then send a support email. And you can just have that sent to someone who was responsible for looking after this workflow. Just to say that it's been rejected a couple of times now, and then perhaps you'll want to put a Google Sheet note in here and keep a log of any of those errors, or set up a system which is going to work for you where you can have a look at that. And it would be a good idea to keep them into Google Sheet. If there was a problem that kept coming up, then you could work on the system prompts to stop that from happening. But I think as this section of the workflow does work really nice, and I think having the email over might be a few tweaks to make, but it gives you a great starting point for a post and the image. So like I say, I will link the template and some beginner tutorials in the video. If you've got any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Thanks for taking the time to watch the video. Don't forget, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Hope you have a great rest of your day.